I'm here in New York, and I was on the flight on the way here. On the flight, I was working, I was fasting, so I wasn't eating any food, and I wasn't listening to any music. I was really bored on the flight, and I specifically every time I fly, I try and do what I call a dopamine fast, which I'm going to explain to you how to do in a second here. And on the flight, no music, only work. So I was listening to like interviews from CEOs and stuff. Listening to some work stuff, no junk food. The thing about a flight is there's no novelty, there's no novel stimulation, because basically the only exciting thing that happens is the meal or the food that you get or the snacks that you've brought with you. Or, you've got the screen, you've got the TV, there's not stuff to do on a flight. But what I started to notice is after about 3 or 4 hours into the flight, after my, attention had been on work for like 3 or 4 hours, what I started doing was ordering sparkling water in a glass with ice and lemon. And without even realizing it, what I was doing is I was ordering this water specifically just to eat the ice. That's the extent to what your brain will go to receive some sort of stimulation. And so, what I was doing is I was just sat there and I was crunching down on this ice, and it wasn't like junk food, it wasn't like binge eating, it wasn't like alcohol, it wasn't like smoking, but your brain craves stimulation. And what you can see in your life, if you try and not stimulate yourself, is your brain will start going to all sorts of places it thinks that it can justify to you.